Right.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028.
And Sully, the rocket surgeon.
And we are here on the S.C.A.R route outside of Chester, South Carolina. This is
Horse park.
This is some horse park. Yeah, it's a trail. It's a trailhead, but this is we pick up the S.C.A.R route here, and we'll get plenty of footage with that. And we're also, if you recognize this this bike here, the Versys 300, because we have Jennifer, who's off camera right now, but Jennifer, who bought the Versys 300, is riding with us. So now we've got Sully riding the KTM 390 Adventure, Jennifer's riding the Versys X-300, and I am now riding a Triumph 2023 Triumph Tiger 660 Sport.
Your bag was burning.
Huh?
Your bag was melting.
Oh, on your exhaust.
Yeah.
My bad.
You're good. I just found a little bit.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you good.
So yeah, so actually this is our I did a test ride, but this is really our first ride on the Triumph Tiger 660 Sport, and you know this one's not available anymore. But like always, the Tiger and the KTM are both available on Rider Share, Eagle Share, and Twisted Road. Right?
Yeah,
Twisted Road.
There you go.
So
I thought it was snaky.
So this bike, really
track.
we've got road tires. These are Road 6 tires on this Tiger. So these are really not the right tire for riding off road, but we're going to make do with it anyway. Yeah. It's mostly gravel roads like what you see here in front of us, so we're going to have a lot of fun. And Sully, you got anything else you want to add?
Well, I mean, C-Boys did this with the Hayabusa, so...
You can do it with the Hayabusa.
You can do it with the Hayabusa, you can do it with the
Tiger
660
Sport. So let's hop on and let's go for a ride.
Let's do this.
All right, guys, so we are on the trail. This is, again, this is part of the South Carolina Adventure Route down outside of Chester. It's off of a trailhead, a horse trailhead. And unfortunately, we just spooked a couple horses, so if y'all are watching this, I do apologize. But again, I'm on the 2023 Triumph Tiger 660 Sport. The 660 is, and Sully's on the KTM 390 Adventure. Miss Jennifer's on the Versys 300 or X300. And like I said, this is a beautiful section of the S.C.A.R route out here. And like I said, you can see, just kind of look around. I mean, just gorgeous. Sully, how you doing back there? He's riding. So again, both Jennifer and Sully are on Continental TKC 80s, which is a you know, an 80/20 tire, a great tire, and I'm riding on Michelin Road 6 tires, which are good tires in their own right, just not necessarily for gravel roads. So maybe the next set of tires we put on this Tiger will be maybe a TKC 80, something along those lines. You know, Dunlop Mutant, something like that, and a good 80/20 tire. So, but I mean, like I said, you can off-road anything, and that's what we're going to do today with these Michelin Road 6 tires. So again, riding a Triumph Tiger 660 Sport. This is really the first ride that we've done on this bike, besides the test ride we did at the guy's house. What was that, Thursday? This past week, yeah, July the 3rd. And like I said, July the 5th now, yeah. Happy Independence Day, belated Independence Day. Yes, second England. And like I said, the bike is, the fueling is very smooth. That's one thing, like I said, I'm not new to triples, not new to Triumph triples. And you know, had multiple street triple 675Rs, Daytona 675R, had a Triumph Tiger 800 XRT, which is the previous generation of the Tiger. You know, Tiger, they've got two models. They got the Sport, no, the 660 line now. Here comes a couple bikes now, guys. Just watch your shield. They might dust us up. Oh, he's just waving. Hey, he's got a. I thought he was trying to flag us down. He was just waving. A couple fellow S.C.A.R route riders. Jennifer, like I said, she doesn't have a commune, or she doesn't have a microphone on her. But Jennifer, I mentioned in the last video that we did with the Versys, is that brand new rider, and she, you know, wanted to learn how to ride and ride off road and everything else. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. I was more than happy to sell her the Versys, and she's taken off road riding lessons from a gentleman named Chuck, who we'll have Chuck on the channel soon. Chuck's awesome. But yeah, so the fueling on this thing is spot on. I'm riding third gear right now, 17 miles an hour, and the fueling is just absolutely spot on. And couldn't ask for.
How many RPMs are you running right now?
Like 2,300 RPM.
Okay.
And it's just as smooth as it can be. The Tiger 660, again, you got 17-inch wheels front and rear, so again, you can tell a lot by the intent of a bike by the size of the wheels. Both the Versys and the KTM 390 both have 19-inch fronts with 18-inch rears. This one has 17 front and rear, which 17 is a very street biased size. I mean, most of your sport bike tires come in 17-inch. This one's got a 180 rear, which is definitely a sport bike size. Careful down this hill here; it's a little loose as we go downhill. So, like I said, there are a couple dual sport tire options in the 17-inch, but not a ton. So, like I said, this is really our first off-road ride. We're gonna do some riding here, and then we'll pick back up with you a little bit later on. All right, guys. So we have a chance to we're off the gravel road, and we're on this little paved road here, and this will give us a chance to kind of see how the Tiger handles on the road. What I love about the triples is that it's got tons of power. You get the best characteristics of a single but you get the power of a twin, download power of a twin, but you get the rev happiness of a four-cylinder bike. So the triples are I think they're the sweet spot in engine configuration. And with that configuration, I think that 660, that 675 is just like the perfect displacement. 80, 85 horsepower, that's a big, and honestly, could you do with more power? Of course, you could always do with more power. But that's like the perfect blend of being frugal, but also being powerful enough to have something that can get out of your way. I mean, so you feel the lightweight. I mean, this bike just feels so absolutely lightweight once you get moving. And again, even stock, I mean, it's not that heavy of a bike. And like I said, this is just a dang near perfect configuration of a motorcycle. The wind protection, it's got an adjustable screen. The screen's all the way down in the low position. I'm getting a decent amount of air. I mean, it's probably in the mid 80s already, and it feels absolutely fantastic. Got a couple little curvy roads here. Let's give this a try. I don't know these roads, so we're not going to go too hard on them. Brakes work good. Now, if there was one gripe I would have on this bike, and we just found out on that gravel road, we'll slow down, wait for Jennifer here, is that it doesn't have an off-road mode. So you have road and you have rain, and that's it. That's literally your only two options that you have as far as on that. And the traction control was definitely having a fit riding off-road. So if there is one complaint, but again, 17-inch wheels, it's not really made for going hardcore off-road. If you want to go hard off-road, take a 390 Adventure, or take a Versys X-300, or take a Hayabusa. The traction control on this thing is just going crazy. It does not like gravel roads, and I don't think I can turn it off either. Do I have a mode button? Is it mode? Road, rain, that's it. So imagine Range will say, you know what, no, I didn't sign up for this. You're not going anywhere. How do you like 2 miles an hour? So Jennifer, have you worked on standing and riding? Okay. So this is a great place to do it right here. And when you're riding in loose conditions, you want to steer and go with your feet than you do your hands. A stiff grip on your hands, you're transferring everything, and the bike won't be happy. Now, what do we go here? We go left. So you want to kind of steer with your feet. So you can do that by putting pressure on your pegs. So just try that. Like, just put a little bit of pressure on your left, and you'll feel the bike kind of start to pull to the left a little bit.
especially like sandy conditions or real gravel, you don't want to have a tight grip. The front end's going to move. The front end's going to move no matter what. No matter what you do, it's going to move around. So you want to let it do that versus trying to stop it. And when you stop it, you start plowing. When you start plowing, that's when you start crashing. We've got experience with that. Alright, so yep. So right now we're on the S.C.A.R. This is all part of the Sumter National Forest here, right outside the town of Lee. It is. This one's going crazy. This screen's lighting up. This screen's lighting up like a Christmas tree. Alright, so we're back out here to the paved road. I tell you what, let's stop right here in the shade. Yeah. How's that for everybody? Good?
Alright, so we pulled over here on the S.C.A.R. and Sully's, I think he might have died. Jennifer, how you riding? Everything good? Everything good? How's the Versys? Going well? That was a pretty good road too, was it not? It was a really good road. Sully, how'd you do on that one? All right, thumbs up. So like I said, we're riding with Michelin Road 6 tires. So these are definitely not off-road tires, but they actually did surprisingly well. This bike only has rain and road mode, so there's no way to provision for turning off or giving it a little bit more leeway. But they actually did pretty good. So I got the better road tires, but they didn't do terrible off-road. So we're gonna hop back on, keep on riding, and we'll catch up with you later. Yeah, so this section of the S.C.A.R. route, it's a really good, it's a little bit of everything. You get a little bit of on-road, a little bit of there's some dirt in the road here. Watch out. A little bit on-road, a little bit off-road, really good scenic, just scenic passes and everything. Again, I've been really impressed with this Tiger 660. I mean, the traction control didn't like the off-road gravel parts, but it really, it really shines on-road, and it handled the off-road well. So it's a bike is one, an adventure, quote unquote adventure bike. It's got to do one of two things. It's got to do both. You got to be able to ride off road, and you got to be able to ride on road. So this one tends to lean more to the on road side, and something like a Tenere 700, something like that, would lean more to the off road side. So I didn't think about it, but I'm thinking now the Trident 660 and the Transalp 750 actually would probably be a pretty good comparison. They're both roughly about the same horsepower, the Trident's a little bit smaller dimension-wise than the Transalp, but they're both quote-unquote adventure bikes that bias more towards the on-road. Now the Transalp does have the 19-inch wheels. It does have spoked wheels versus cast. So again, you can tell a lot by the intent of a bike by the wheels. So that one's definitely more, I would say maybe the Transalp's more of a 60-40, whereas this would be maybe a 40-60. Again, it'll still do it. It'll do some dirt roads. It'll do it, and it's going to complain a little bit, but it'll do it. On a track, I would say this is definitely a faster bike. Straight line? I don't know. Let's find out. That sounds like a challenge. I'll have to look at the weight and the horsepower of both bikes. But just from seat of the pants, I would say that this has more high-end horsepower, whereas the Transalp has kind of more low-end, lower-end grunt. So the Transalp will probably take off and leave it off the line, but then I think the Tiger would catch it and pass it by, I don't know, quarter mile. Again, these are just some beautiful back roads through the Sumter National Forest. Again, we're still, to give you a comparison, we're south and west of 77 and Chester and Rock Hill and areas like that. Now we're heading east, and we're going to be crossing over I-77 here in the not too distant future, and that'll probably end our ride for today. But Of course, we could always just ride down 21 next time and pick up the same spot and keep on riding. And that'll take us over towards Kershaw and that area right there. So, Great Falls. Watch this four-wheeler that nobody's on. Now, the suspension on this Trident is definitely firm. You know, these little back roads here that with, you know, watch this curve, pretty sharp curve here. No, actually, we go straight. We go straight on the dirt. So some of these, you know, these roads here, they're a little bumpy, and you can definitely feel that the suspension of the Trident's, you know, pretty firm. You don't have the suspension travel like you do on the 390 or even the 300 Versys back there. So, you know, suspension's not as compliant. Now, again, it's a downside off-road and on bumpy roads, but it's a positive on, you know, twisty roads where you're trying to go fast. The traction control is putting in overtime. Now, the seating position, again, you're with the handlebars a little bit lower. You know, the standing, you're kind of leaned over the handlebar. So, but I don't think risers would really benefit. Just kind of like that Versys there. I don't think risers would benefit this bike because it would mess up the seated position and have your handlebars too far forward, or too close to you. So it's one of those maybe, you know, lower pegs, but not higher bars. Whereas this one, I'm gonna try a rain, see if that. see what it does. And actually, you know, the traction control might be the same. Maybe it just kind of tames the throttle a little bit. Some bikes when they have ride modes, it lowers the horsepower, but others it just kind of dumbs down the throttle. And that's what this one feels like. Honestly, it feels like it's just kind of, you know, it's dumbed down the throttle a little bit, where it's not as sensitive. How about that? That's a better way of putting it. Actually, I think it feels kind of better. Of course, I hadn't hit anything loose yet. Yeah, I love these roads back here, though. And like I said, you'll ride all day and hardly see another person. Or a four-wheeler, not that's just on it. That's just riding itself. It could be. I turned the video off after that. I don't know why. I should have kept it rolling. Yeah, this is the turn. The turns on the gravel is a little sketchy, especially with road tires like that, because the road tires are just, there's nothing to grip. Yeah. Aren't these beautiful back here, though? Now here's just a little uphill right here. We'll see how this one does. It looks a little beat up too, actually. Maybe not. Actually, so my traction control's not kicking in as much, which is surprising. So maybe rain mode is the default off-road mode on this bike. Huh, that's surprising. It's actually not doing bad at all. I'm actually surprised how well it's riding. Oh yeah. Now again, when we did the Versys 390, both of those bikes did phenomenal. But again, it has a lot to do with the tires too. It's like, you know, wearing running shoes to work outside, or wearing boots to go running in. You know, the more I ride this thing, I think this is the perfect blend of size, power, and capability. You know, it really is a direct comparison to our competitor to the Versys 650. You know, so again, same size, same weight, roughly same horsepower, same 17-inch wheels, but this engine's got a ton more character than a dadgum Versys 650. We're parallel twin, but you know, So this engine's got a ton more character than a Versys 650. close your visor there, bud. Yep. So both bikes, again, similar specs, but this triple engine has got a lot more character than that Versys 650. So Triumph triple for the win. Not all sections of the S.C.A.R are off-road, but this one's pretty rough to be a paved road. So for the off-road riding, third gear is definitely the sweet spot on this Tiger, on that low-speed stuff. And like I said, the fueling's perfect. No herky jerkiness. I know a lot of the reviews, herky jerky. A lot of the reviews I had read and watched on the Trident 660, which is the same engine, really same platform, just not the adventure bike. The fueling was not not Triumph levels, where it was kind of vague and big bump. Oh, I missed that bump. Watch that big bump. It was the throttle was kind of herky jerky, and it was kind of almost like a light switch, not very smooth and linear. But I don't feel anything like that on this Tiger here. It's very smooth and very very responsive, almost like what a cable actuated throttle is. So I'm impressed with the throttle here. I think we're going straight. It doesn't show that other road. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I don't know which one's the road and which one's the old road. Look, there's a turkey right there. Look, there's turkeys crossing the road. Oh, don't do that. Leave them turkeys alone. Leave them turkeys alone. Hey guys, what's up? We speak your language. That was a bunch of turkeys. I think this is still the road. Yeah, it shows it's still on the route because that other road branched way off, so we're still on the quote unquote trail. This road definitely hasn't been maintained in quite some time. But hey, it's a cool little road. I like it too. Maybe we'll see some more turkeys. I don't know where we're at, but this is beautiful. I'm glad we got fuel when we did. So the stock seat on the 660 is not bad, but after, I don't know, we've been riding what, about 2.5 hours now? We started about 9:30. About 2.5 hours, it starts to get a little, we've made a couple stops, but it starts to get a little, it's not the best thing in the world, but for a stock seat, it's not terrible. So like I said, they make, Seat Concepts makes a foam that you can recover that seat, and it makes it a lot more of like a bench. So you're not stuck in that one position. You could scoot back a little bit. See, this one's kind of got the same thing where it's got a big lip. You'd have to sit up, almost like that. But that way you can sit in different seating positions. Okay, yeah. So this is going to bring us out, and we're making a left-hand turn. It's going to turn out. Is it in? Oh no! Look at that. You ever watch Dukes of Hazzard? You never know what them old Dukes boys are gonna do. Ruh-roh. Yeah, I think we're going to. It looks like we're backtracking. Back to our turkey friends. Alright, so we have hit what appears to be an out bridge, but with our 3 adventure bikes, I think we're going to try to cross it. So, got a little path that we can take, and we're going to cross over. So, you want to go first? Might as well. Nice and easy. Come on. You good? Go ahead. Come on, you got it. Come on. There you go. 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 Get in the middle and wait for us. Okay? Go to the next one. Jennifer. You just hit it with a little bit of speed. Not too much though, because you don't want to jump your front end up. And watch your right foot, because it's going to catch. There you go. There you go. There you go. Look at that. Now, Tiger, don't let me down. Come on, Tiger. Tiger for the win. Oh, I just scraped my oil pan or my... All right, so the Adventure Sport, or the, what is it called? The Tiger 660 Sport will do off-roading. We had a closed bridge and she handled it with no problem. And that's what adventure riding is, just finding something, find our way over it, keep on riding. Because if not, we would have had to backtrack, I don't know, 15 minutes back to the previous road just to go around it. So you handled it like a boss. Look at that, hot dog. Oh no, the road's out. What do we do? Oh no. Who's the man? My man. But just a little Possum Branch Road. Okay. Are y'all ready? So the lack of ground clearance and the lack of a skid plate definitely played a factor there, but you know, just choose a line and you can get through some stuff. You'd be surprised what you can get through with it. Not bad at all. All right, guys, so I figured we'd do a little windscreen test. I hope you can hear me. All right, well, I'm wearing a Scorpion AT950 dual sport helmet with a big old peak on the top of it. The Tiger does come with an adjustable windscreen, and right now we have it in the lowest setting. So let's raise it up. What you can do on the road. And it adjusts the air where it's actually, now it's causing my little visor up here to vibrate a little bit, but the air's still really clean. So for a stock windscreen, I'm really impressed with this little windscreen. Of course, it has this little cutout right here in the middle where you can, you know, where it kind of relieves some of the pressure to reduce the buffeting. But I think with this helmet without the visor, or with a, you know, Shoei GT Air, you know, helmet, something like that, a non-dual sport helmet, I think this would give you really good airflow and really clean air as well. But it's hot as hell today, so I'm lowering that windscreen back down to get as much air as possible. So the two things of modern convenience that the Tiger 660 Sport does not have is cruise control and a quick shifter. So, like I said, we talked in the test ride about Triumph actually does offer they call it shift assist or whatever. You got to replace the shift rod, and it's got the shift, you know, quick shift sensor in it. It cuts the throttle, and it's a really easy plug and play. Well, our friends at Meridian Cruise Control, who I'm working with now, I got a kit coming for the Tiger 660 as well as the 390 KTM 390 Adventure. Meridian makes a full electronic cruise control kit, and we've got those coming for both bikes. You know, they're 100% plug and play. the Triumph actually, excuse me, the KTM is pretty cool because, you know, some of the bigger KTM models actually have factory cruise control, and you can get the, you know, the switch gear, the factory switch gear from an 890 and have the cruise control activated through that, or you can get the little 3-button setup like what our Transalp has, and that's what we're going to get on this one. And it's all plug and play. It'll be a little 3-button switch that will mount on the left or the right, whichever one, and complete 100% electronic cruise control. So Meridian Cruise Controls will hook us up with those. We'll have some install videos and review videos coming on that pretty soon too, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, so we wrapped up a day of riding. Sully and Jennifer, here, Sully, I'll stand beside you since we got the microphone here. So wrapped up a day of riding. We did, I don't know, probably what, 30, 40 miles of the S.C.A.R route. And Jennifer, that was your first time riding off-road, right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
She's been doing some off-road training, but the first time really kind of taking it and implementing it,
First time really getting into it.
So
off of a trail, off a track.
Did the skills that your instructor teach you, did you see those kind of coming through? And
when I started sliding, I knew not to grab the brakes.
Okay.
Just let the bike kind of do what it's going to do. It'll work itself out. Just kind of go with it.
There you go.
Allow your body to move with the bike. So the training really helped a lot.
Okay, well, good. Sully, how'd you do today?
I did not crash.
He didn't crash, so nobody crashed. It was
Nobody
actually
dropped
really
the
good.
bike today. Awesome.
Yeah, so if any day you can ride without crashing, then it's a good day.
We'll take it.
Like I said, we rode the S.C.A.R route. We did hit one section where there was a bridge that was completely washed out, but we managed to.
That was the most fun part.
Managed to find our way through it and then had no issues. So we always finish up our rides at a national chain of hamburgers that rhymes with McDonald's. And I always finished up the day there. So like I said, a good day of riding. Jennifer, we really enjoyed riding with you.
I hope to do it again someday.
Absolutely. Sully, as always, you have fun?
Yes, I did.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. God bless. Roll Tide. And remember, tomorrow needs you. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
That's it. That's it.